مرة عصف الأنين بداخلي، كم مرة قد ذاق قلبي من أساه. محلا تمر وكم كرهت مصابها، لكن رأيت الخير يسكب في أنا. كم مرة قد ضقت من عظم البال.
What we can do is we can, take lessons from the mistakes of the early Da'wah to Najdiyah, the massacres, the brute aggression, politically motivated takfir. You've seen how the first meeting they were talking about this and that, and Muhammad bin Saud and Muhammad bin Abdul Wahab. So let's end up with this hadith to show you the gravity and how the Prophet ﷺ, told us about those who accuse people of shirk constantly. As you can see on screen, we've got Sahih Ibn Hibban. Okay, Sahih Ibn Hibban. That Hudayfa radiallahu anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, indeed I fear that a man will recite the Quran until he sees his own delight and he takes Islam as a helper. Okay? Then he changes to whatever Allah wills for him, such that he is stripped from him and he throws it behind his back, assaulting his neighbor with the sword. Subhanallah, assaulting his neighbor with the sword and accusing him of shirk. Look what he says. وَسَعَى عَلَى جَارِهِ بِالسَّيْفِ وَرَمَاهُ بِالشِّرْكِ. So, you see that he just thinks that, he takes Islam as a helper, and then obviously Allah strips for him, okay, to the point that he throws it behind his back, assaulting his neighbor with the sword, accusing him of shirk. And then Hudayfa said, قَالَ قُلْتُ يَا نَبِيُّ اللَّهِ. I said, O Prophet of Allah, أَيَّهُمَا أَوْلَى بِالشِّرْكِ. I said, O Prophet of Allah, which one is closer to idolatry, the accused or the accuser? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, بَلِ الرَّامِ. Rather it is the accuser. Basically, when a person gets, overexcited and delighted with himself, and then starts accusing his neighbor of shirk, you're mushrik, and starts, getting the sword out, threatening to kill him, and obviously accusing him of shirk. The Prophet Hudayfa bin Yaman radhiallahu anhu asked, O Prophet of Allah, O Nabi Allah, ayyuhuma awla bishirki. O Messenger of Allah, which one is closer to shirk? The one that is accused, so the one that's getting accused, obviously Muhammad bin Abdul Wahab is accusing everyone else of becoming mushriks, or the accuser, meaning the one that's been accused. And the Prophet says, rather it is the accuser. You understand? Rather it is who? The accuser. So what I'm saying here is that, yes, we can obviously look at the reality, but just to go around for 70 plus years, at the end of 1232, and, feel it's legitimate to go and slaughter the Muslims, and make their blood halal and their property halal. Now I ask, okay, let's put the mental deranged freak on screen. Is this Najdi this, Najdi that? Now we've presented all of it in context, and to be honest, there was loads. And you go to Al-Ghazawat and just read it all, and you see this shirk, that's a mushrik, this guy's a mushrik, this guy's this, al-dalala, al-ishraq, and all of this, they allied with this tribe and they allied with that tribe. Absolute nonsense. And now I ask you now, looking into the camera, I'm asking you now, if you don't approve of these actions, which I'm sure you don't, I'm sure you believe this is blanket and chain takfeer, which is not appropriate and not legitimate, to go around and slaughter the tribes just like this, okay? Then come out publicly and condemn it, because you're the one that said Najdi this and Najdi that and anti-Najdi. So let's see if you're now willing to come out, because at the end of the day, you believe it, mate. You believe it. I'm not going to mince my words. You're a closet takfeeri, mate. So if you don't come out and condemn this, okay, then you are a sympathizer to the actions, okay, of the forefathers of ISIS. Simple. I know you condemn ISIS. You're not a supporter. No doubt about it. You're not. But if you don't condemn these atrocities that we've just proven throughout the different, from 1167 to 1232, and I could have went more, but then obviously it was repetitive. They would keep going back to different tribes, the same tribes. They were finishing off the job. Obviously, they were going to other tribes that were closer. There's loads, and I'm trying to condense it as short, as brief as possible. So you need to come out now, and either you're going to say the Najdis were Najd had the right to do this, and they were right, and the slaughtering was correct, and the slaughtering was legitimate in Islam because they were mushriks and they were aiding the kuffar. There was the Ottoman Empire and those Arabian tribes that aided them, and these were the mushriks. Oh man, it's just non-stop, isn't it? And like Imam Shawkani said, as you can see on screen, that they believed that if you're not under the command of Ibn Saud and not compliant with him, that you're outside the fold of Islam. So, and Imam Shawkani also obviously retracted his praise, etc. So ultimately, leaving the mental design freak to one side, we, as I said before, takfeer is part of the deen. But Ibn Taymiyyah wasn't upon this. Ibn Taymiyyah, even though he wrote books against those ghulat from the Sufiya, he was hesitant to call them mushriks. And also he praised al-Bakri.
اسمعوا هذه القصة. علي البكري أحد كبار الصوفية، له مؤلفات وكان يتكلم في الاستغاثة بغير الله جل وعلا، ووضح بطلان هذه الفكرة في كتابه الاستغاثة في الرد على البكري. ماذا فعل البكري؟ كفر ابن تيمية، اتهمه بالزندقة وأشياء ليست فيه، حرض العامة بل وطلبة العلم، بل في يوم من الأيام قام مع جماعة بضرب ابن تيمية، وهو بنفسه بيده ضرب ابن تيمية والناس معه يضربونه. كثير من الناس يحب ابن تيمية رحمه الله تعالى حبا عظيما، ليس فقط لأنه عالم وإمام من أئمة المسلمين، لا، هذا وأيضا كان يقضي للناس حاجاتهم، وإذا أتاه سائل ومستفتي فإنه يجيبه. وجاءوا إليه مرة أخرى وحاولوا به، حتى السلطة كانت تريد الانتقام من البكري في فعلته بابن تيمية رحمه الله. بالله تأملوا معي هذه الكلمات. قال إما أن يكون الحق لي أو لكم أو لله، فإن كان الحق لي فهم في حل، وإن كان الحق لكم فإن لم تسمعوا مني فلا تستفتوني وافعلوا ما شئتم، إذا ما تسمعون كلامي خلاص لا تسألوني، وإن كان الحق لله فالله يأخذ حقه كما يشاء متى يشاء. أراد السلطان أن يعاقب البكري على هذه الفعلة الشنيعة، هرب البكري من مكان إلى مكان إلى مكان، ثم أخذ يبحث عن مكان لا يستطيع السلطان أن يعرف مكان البكري فيه ولا أن يعاقبه. ما وجد أن يفر من السلطان الذي يريد معاقبته لفعله بابن تيمية إلا أن يذهب إلى ابن تيمية، فذهب إلى بيت شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية، ذهب وشفع له، توسط له عند السلطان أن يعفو عنه فعفى عنه.
So Ibn Taymiyyah in the time of Muhammad, if it was in the time of Muhammad, he would get killed by him because he called him a scholar, he interceded for him, and he praised him. Muhammad would have slaughtered him like this. No doubt about it. You know it and I know it. So that's the end of the video. As I said before, it's your time now, closet Takfeeris. Come out and condemn this. Say Ibn Abdul Wahab was wrong. His mass slaughter, his mass butchering is unacceptable. And that's all you need to do. It's not difficult, but you can't, can you? You can't, because you believe it. You believe it was right to slaughter those tribes. You do. You closet Takfeeris. So anyway, take care of yourselves until the next video. Wassalamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
كم مرة عصف الأنين بداخلي، كم مرة قد ذاق قلبي من أساه محن تمر، وكم كرهت مصابها لكن رأيت الخير يسكب في أنا. كم مرة قد ضقت من عظم البلاء، بشر وشيطان يحاصرني أباه. كم مرة قد أظلم الدرب ضحى وتحدر الدمع وضاقت بي رؤى. كم مرة عصف الأنين بداخلي، كم مرة قد ذاق قلبي من أساه محن تمر، وكم كرهت